Hello friends, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button and do not forget to press the bell icon. Welcome back to my channel friends, this is Sonia here and today we have an interesting project. So this is my second project on altering a cup. Yes, we have always so many damaged cups at our place. So how to use it? Now in my previous video, I had shown you how to do a beach theme work on a cup. Now here we are going to do a Foxwood effect on an old cup. Now here first I am giving a white modeling paste on my complete cup. Now here what I am doing is I have taken up my palette knife and I am just moving it in one direction. Like I am not doing it in a horizontal and vertical. Is this the horizontal way that I am using my modeling paste so that it becomes nice grainy, but it comes in a straight line which gives more of a wood effect to it. Now here I am using the modeling paste. If you want, you can even use your DIY modeling paste. The link has been mentioned below in the description box for you to make your own modeling paste too. Now I am going to cover the complete cup with this, but in one of the parts I am going to use my decoupage napkin work. So yes, for that I am going to leave some space. Now this step is really interesting, but we need to make sure that we dry this up at every step of time. Why? Because the modeling paste takes a little more time to dry out, and that's the reason it is preferred to use your heat gun so that you can speed up the drying process. If you don't have a heat gun, you can use hair dryer or you can even let it dry naturally. Now this is one of the napkins which I had used for my one of the previous live sessions, and I really love the quotation of this one, so I thought of using this one on the centerpiece of my cup. Now with my same paintbrush and water technique, I'm going to remove this and then I'm going to use my my heat gun to speed up the drying process. And yes, once you use your heat gun on your decoupage napkins, the layer come out automatically very easy. Now here in this napkin it had 2 layers, but in one go I could remove both the layers, so this was super easy for me. Now I will be using a matte finish Mod Podge, and before applying this I just want to make sure that everything has dried out really well, because I need to keep my cup on my table horizontally so that I can put up my decoupage napkin. So that's the reason I will have to be a little more careful. Now you can do it other way around also. First you do your decoupage napkin work and then you do the texture work, so that you don't have to wait for this time. But then it's absolutely fine. You can do it both the ways, and end of the day the project should look good. End of the day you should be happy that you have created something beautiful. And I know creating your own home decor piece is such a blessing, and it's such a proud moment for all of us that this is what is decorated in our house is created by us. Okay, so now it's time to use my decoupage napkins, and for that I will be using my paint brushes. So I will be using my flat paintbrush for this purpose. Now whenever we do decoupage work, I prefer to have a flat brush because it gives a very better coverage. Of course, I have shared down all the links in the video description box for all the supplies to buy them. Now this is one of my favorite decoupage glue which I use on most of my projects, and if you don't have this, you can always make your own decoupage glue. I am sharing the link of the DIY decoupage glue in the video description box. You can check that. Now with the same paintbrush, I am just covering it up a little bit, and I just want to make sure that it sticks really well, because we have to do so much of work in this and we have to make this really beautiful. Now honestly speaking, I even liked it at this point of time where there is no color, so it just gives a white, very nice texture work with a very nice quotation, and it is looking really beautiful. Now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my heat gun to dry up my napkin really well, and once we are done with this step, then we are going to add some more texture to it. Now again I will be taking the same palette knife and I'm going to cover up the top and the bottom part of the napkins. Wherever I have the empty spaces, I'm going to cover it up with the same modeling paste. Now just to make sure that all my grains and the lines are in the same pattern, I'm going to do it in the same horizontal way, from up to down and down to up. I'm not doing it in I am doing it in the vertical way, not in the horizontal way at all. So yeah, just make sure in whichever direction you are using your palette knife, you need to continue with the same. Now again, I need to let this dry completely, and this looks absolutely fab, and this looks so beautiful. I am so much in love with this texture work. Now we need to seal up our decoupage napkin. Why, that you will see towards the end of the project, but here I would like to just mention that please do seal up your decoupage napkins before playing around with the colors. What it does is it seals up your napkins really well, so that it does not smudges with the colors whatever you will be using later on. Now I had actually picked up two shades. I thought I will be using my chalk paint and my acrylic paint, but at the end of the video you will see that what all I have used. So yeah, right now here I am using my brown color chalk paint. Why this is looking white? Because I had added water to it, and yes, if you add water to your brown shade, it will turn lighter, and just because my texture paste is pure white, the brown color does not have so much of pigment in this, the acrylic colors. So here, as you will see, if I'm not adding the color with the water, it gives a nice darker effect, and on the rest of the areas it gives a lighter effect of the color. So yes, of course, like I said, I want to have a wood effect on it. So the reason what I am doing here is I am blending both the acrylic color with the white with the water in it, and acrylic color as it is. So this is going to give a very nice rustic effect of my wood, and towards the end you will see that how beautiful the color blending has turned out. So this technique is super easy. What you need to do is you need to have a good quality round brush, you need to have a good acrylic color or a chalk paint. It's your choice. You can pick up any of those two. And then of course what you need to do is you need to blend in the colors really well. Now here, if you have varieties of color, you can try that, but I wanted to show you that even with one shade of color you can do very nice color blending technique, and that's the reason I have just picked up the brown color shade. Now wherever you feel that you need to add a darker shade, just dry brushing technique works really well. What is dry brushing technique is, make sure that your brush is completely dry, add your color to it, and just give a brush of work on your texture work or the modeling paste work, and it is going to give a very nice and the proper rustic effect which you really want. So as you can see here, by this time my brush has already removed all the excessive water. It's there on the cup, the colors and everything. So my brush has dried out so much that when I am doing my dry brushing technique, it is coming out so well and it's looking beautiful. So how much darker shade you want or how much lighter shade you want is completely your choice. What you need to do is you just need to start playing around with the colors, and there is going to be a very thin line between doing and overdoing. So just stop whenever you feel that this looks good. You can stop it, just check it for some time. If this works out for you, then you are done. Now with the same paintbrush, I'm just covering up the top part because I have decided that I'm going to use this as a planter. So what we need to do is we need to cover the handles a bit. Ideally, you can color it completely, but here I wanted to add some nice thread work on the handles as you have seen in the picture. So that's the reason I am not going to color my handle completely. And now you had seen me cleaning up the colors from my decoupage napkin. That was possible just because we had done the layer of Mod Podge. So this is the best part of using your Mod Podge on your color napkins, that you can easily blend in the colors and it is not going to absorb the color. It is just going to be on the top of it. And with a damp cloth or a clean brush, you can always clean that, and that's the best part. Now I have just done a tinge of brown color on my text and this looks gorgeous, and now I need to dry this up really well so that we can move on to the next step. Now of course we need to cover the top part of the cup really well. Why? Because once you see it from the top or even from the sides, you will be seeing the incomplete edges. So it's better to finish the inner side, like even the 1/4 inch. If you cover, that's absolutely fine. So with my sponge dauber I'm doing this. You can even do it with a piece of sponge, but sponge dauber helps in having a good and uniform coloring, and The same can also be used for your color blending technique. But like I said, I wanted to do this with a very basic supply. So here I am just using a one acrylic color, one paintbrush and one sponge topper, and I am so good to go. So yeah, this is the color blending technique which we are doing right now, and I'm absolutely in love with the wood effect. If you want, you can have a little more darker shade. You can add a tinge of black or a dark brown, and this will look good. Again, drying this up with my heat gun, and we need to make sure that it dries up really well. Now it's time to add my threads to my handle. Now here is a very quick tip. Whenever you have to stick your threads or anything, it's always good to use your tacky tape at the mid. Why? Because it helps in very quickly sticking. With the liquid adhesive, you just keep on adjusting up and down, and it becomes a little difficult. But once you add your tacky tape, sticking that becomes much more easier. So here I am just rolling up my tacky tape. This is just to make sure that it wraps around very fast, and once I'm happy with this, then we will start using our thread on this. Now here what I'm using is a woolen thread. It's of a very dark brown shade. Now you can have a woolen thread, you can have a jute thread, you can have any kind of laces or ribbons, whatever is available at your place. Now on the top and the bottom edges of the thread, I am going to have my liquid adhesive. This is just going to make my work a little easier on the top and the bottom part. Now I don't want this to be a very perfect kind of thing, so I just want this to have a natural and a rustic look. So there are going to be some of the gaps which I will be leaving. I'm not going to cover them up. I'm not going to shift them up or down really well. And why? Because I just want to make sure that this overall look of the mug becomes much more natural and beautiful. So I'm going to wrap my thread completely on my cup, and this will make sure that my complete white color handle turns out to a brown color, and this should complement the cup. Now here, if you don't have a woolen piece, you can even use a natural jute thread or the rassi, what we call it. You can use that. It's absolutely fine. If some of the areas are remaining for the, like if you see of the white colors, don't worry, we are going to do some more metallic colors at the end of this video. So yes, here we are done, and again we are sticking with our liquid adhesive, and now it's time to do some magic. So here what I have is a metallic chalk paint, and with a flat brush, just a tinge of metallic shade, and you are so good to go. So what you need to do is you need to have a dry flat brush, use your metallic chalk paints, and make sure that you give a nice brush up look to your threads. This is just going to make sure that it complements your the complete theme really well. And now we are going to do the same process on our complete mug. So yes, we will be brushing it up on the corners and edges, and this is just a tinge which is going to used to be highlighting the texture work part of our mug. So yes, you don't have to overdo the metallic work. If you want, you can even chuck this part. It's absolutely fine. Now if you don't have a flat brush, you can try it out with a round brush, but flat brush, like I always say, that it gives a very good coverage. So yeah, so the brush up work looks really good with the flat brushes, and with the round brushes the color blending work looks really good. So there is a huge difference when we say color blending and the distressing effect work. So yeah, I think that's more of a playing around with the brushes. Now everything is done and my cup looks absolutely gorgeous, and now it's time to add up my varnish to it. So here what I'm going to do is I will be using my water-based varnish on my complete project. I will make sure that I apply generously 2 coats of varnish, and once this is done and it's ready to use, I really hope that you all enjoyed this tutorial. I'm listing down all the supplies links in the description box below. Do check that. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.